Hey guys, happy Sunday. Welcome back to Speaking360. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, a great quote for you today from Martin Luther King. He said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't fly, that's okay, but run. If you can't run, that's okay too, but walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forwards. You can't stand still. You can't rest forever. You need to keep moving forwards. Isn't that great? Why is it so important? Well, think of it this way. This is you in your comfort zone. Okay, so there you are. And on the edge of your comfort zone is this growth edge. Because outside of the comfort zone is the growth zone, and inside there's no growth. It's comfortable, but there's no growth. Why is it comfortable? Well, because it's easy. We know how to do it. There's nothing for us to learn. We can do it on autopilot. So we're not growing, but it's no real effort. But we can grow. We are capable of much more. Just because we haven't grown more, it doesn't mean that we can't grow. It just means that we haven't done yet. And we don't need to do it in one giant stride. We don't need to do it in like a giant quantum leap. We don't need to go from complete beginner to best in the world or perfect. We don't need to do that. We can do it in baby steps. We can take little steps. And when we step outside of the comfort zone, it's hard. Why? Because we don't know how to do it. But just because we don't know how to do it doesn't mean that we can't do it. It means that we need to learn how. So when we step outside into the growth zone, then it's difficult. It's not comfortable. It's frustrating. It's inconvenient. It's never a good time for growth, is there? But we can learn to do it. And then another baby step, we can extend that comfort zone edge, that growth edge a bit further and a bit further and a bit further. And we can keep growing. When does this stop? Well, it doesn't really stop. We can keep, as adaptive beings, we can keep growing. And there's no reason for that to stop, particularly with something like speaking. Speaking is one of those things that you literally can keep getting better and better at until the day you die. You can become a better and better communicator, and there's no limit to that. You can keep growing and keep developing as a communicator, and as you do, you help more and more people. So there's no limit to that, no reason to stop. Okay, so why don't we then? If that makes sense, and we're thinking, right, well, why don't we keep growing? What stops us from doing that? Well, think of it this way. Most people look at their results, and then they see their results as a reflection of their potential. Think about that. What does it mean? It means that, when I look at the results I'm getting, that's what I'm capable of achieving, because that's what I'm getting. If I was capable of more, I'd be doing more, wouldn't I? No, because we don't realize, we like it inside the comfort zone. So we look at our results and we think, well, that's all I can do. And we look at some people and we think, well, they're getting great results. Well, they're capable of more than me. And other people, well, they're getting terrible results. Well, they're not as good as me. They're not up to very much. They're not capable of more. They're doing the best they can as well. And it's tempting to think that everyone is doing that, but it's not true. Write this down. Your results are not a reflection of your potential. They're not. We think they are. It seems obvious that they are, but they're not. Your results are not a reflection of your potential. Your potential, for all intents and purposes, is infinite. We have to represent it here in a kind of linear fashion because that's PowerPoint slides. We can't really represent it as infinite on the PowerPoint slides, but it keeps going. There's a part of us that is capable of more, much more. There's a part of us that can only be described as greatness. You have greatness in you, and there's no limit to that. There's no end to that. So that greatness is practically capable of growing indefinitely, right up until you die. Particularly, it's easy to understand with communicating. So there's a part of you that is capable of growing and growing and growing. So why then, if that's true, why are our results not better? If we're looking at our results, what are our results a reflection of? If our potential is infinite and our results are so-so at best, what are results a reflection of? Well, our results are a reflection of our current level of growth. And our current level of growth is not a reflection of our potential. As we said, the potential is practically infinite. For all intents and purposes, it's infinite. And our growth is just the current level of the skills, levels, and experience that we've cultivated to that point. If we grow more, then our results will go up. As we grow, we get better results. And we keep growing, and our results get better and better and better. It's simple when we look at it this way, isn't it? So our potential goes on and on and on, and the longer we live, if we keep working at it, if we keep trying to grow, then we keep growing more and more, and our results get better and better and better. And when we're talking about speaking and we're looking at helping the audience, there's no reason for that to ever stop. So if we go back then to that great quote right at the beginning by Martin Luther King, what's he really saying then? He's saying that we really just need to do our best. Whether that's fly, walk, crawl, whatever it is, run, it doesn't matter. We just need to do our best. And so the question we want to ask ourselves then, after we've spoken, is did we do that? Did we do our best? When we spoke, did we do the best we could? And if not, why not? Why didn't we do our best? Why didn't we do our best? What can we do to do better next time? Is there more we can do? And if there's more we can do, we should think about how we can do that. And if there's not more that we can do, then we should learn what we can and then move on to the next audience. There's always another audience. Next. Now, you want to do your best because you want to treasure the audience's time. You want to give them the very best you can. But you can only do your best. You can't do any more than that. So after each time you speak, ask yourself this question. Did you do your best? Did you do your best? And if you're doing your best, you're growing at your fastest rate. Think of that. When you do your best, you're growing at the maximum rate possible for you. You can't grow faster than doing your best. You can't not do your best and grow at a faster rate than doing your best when you think about it. It's obvious, isn't it? You're growing at your fastest possible rate when you're doing your best. So when is it the right time to do your best then? All the time. It's always in your best interests to do your best. Always. Now, sometimes it's tempting to think, well, I'm not sure my current company deserve my best. I'm not sure my current friends deserve my best. I'm not sure my current wife or my current spouse or current relationships or whatever it is. I'm not sure they deserve my best. I'm not sure I want to give them right now. I want to do my best. It's always in your best interest to do your best. Why? Because then you're growing at the fastest rate you possibly can. And it's the growth that counts, because if you're growing, everything's getting easier. Everything's getting better, but only if you're growing. John Maxwell says, the only guarantee that tomorrow is going to be better is if you're growing today. The only guarantee. We all want tomorrow to be better, don't we, if we're honest? All of us want tomorrow to be better, and that's going to happen if we're growing today. If you're growing today, the things that are troubling you today won't trouble you tomorrow. Fast forward 5 years, you won't even remember the things that you're worrying about today in 5 years' time, but only if you're growing. If you're not growing, you're still going to be wrestling with them. Life's going to be getting gradually worse, but if you are growing, life's going to be getting better and better and better. So we've got to grow. It's always in our best interest to do our best. And actually, not just our best interests. If you're growing at your fastest rate, it's good for your audience, it's good for your employees, it's good for your shareholders, it's good for your family, it's good for your kids. You know, it's good for everyone. It's in everyone's best interest, including you, for you to do your best. So the question to ask is, did you do that? Did you do your best? Simple, isn't it? It makes sense when you think of it like this. So if this has been useful to you, then we'd love it if you'd like the video on YouTube. We'd love it if you put a comment up. Let us know where you're listening. Let us know when you see more, what you want to see more of or what you want to see less of. We'd love it if you subscribe. So many of you have subscribed. Thank you so much for everyone that's subscribed. Click the bell as well when you subscribe, and you'll get notifications when the videos are released. So that would be great. And if you know someone that would benefit from getting the email each week with the video, then you can share, real simple, speaking360.com. Share that link with people. They can sign up and they can get the email each week as well. Speaking360.com. That's it for this week. Thanks for being a part of Speaking360. I'll see you next week if I don't see you before. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.